Thank you for joining me. Currently, we're tracking a very potential. Storm. You could actually see right here the board max that right off the coast. So let's look at hour 48. Very powerful piece of energy. So you see that vortex right here, upper level 500 millibar trough, upper level low, it's transmitting its energy here. So that's your coastal storm right here. So let's look at 925 millibars. And boom, there's your coastal low right there. Let's look at 6-hour precipitation accumulation. You can see there's a small area of subsidence over New York. Look at 45, 48. That's your burst of snow coming in, burst of heavy precip surrounding right on the west side of the low. This looks like it's going to be snow because New York City is west of the 32-degree line at 2,000 feet. Plus, this is going to be producing its own cold air, so this looks like a snowstorm for New York City. Plus, the low is winding itself up. I mean, look at this. Wow. This is going to be definitely a snowstorm. Based on what the NAM is showing, this can be 1 to 2. Oh, my Lord. Woo! Yeah, this is going to be a monster storm. Let's see how much it moves in 3 hours. Not moving very quickly, I'll tell you that. It's moving kind of slow. See, 996. That's the 994. And that little dot in the middle, that's 992 with about 991 in the very center. And look at that. And here it's 94, 92, 990. So now you're talking about under 990 millibars. It's probably even slowing down because the storm is winding itself up. Wow. See? Kind of stalled itself out here. 6 hours, it barely moves. You're going to be having very heavy snowfall rates at this time. Let's look at 6-hour precip accumulation. Boom! 1.35. Ooh. I mean, this could be a fluke, but if this happens, wow. Oh my God. Oh, wow. If this happens exactly as the model is forecasting, or it happens something similar to that, we could see 1 to 2 feet of snow in New York City, or a heavy wet snow. Look at that. 13 inches in New York City. And, whoo! But for that, you want to use Kuchera. So let's use Kuchera. 6 hours. Not over 9 inches an hour. And that's Kuchera. So 9 inches an hour. We went from having mainly rain in the forecast to now the NAM is forecasting a major snowstorm for New York City. Blizzard conditions of potentially 1 to 2 feet of snow. I mean, that I did not see this. I did not see this happening. So yeah, this is major. Let's look at wind speeds. So see how strong those will be at the surface. So not too strong. That's good. So not a blizzard. Sorry, Basha. It's my dog. He's a scaredy cat. Wow. I'm not buying this. I think, even though this is a 12Z run, yes. Please, I want this to happen. 32 degrees. Yeah, so you see how close we are to freezing, right? Right on the freezing mark. you're going to have a very, very heavy, wet snow. You're going to have a lot of trees coming down. You know, you're going to have a lot of sticking. Let's look at 700. So, yeah, definitely conducive for heavy snow. Very cold at 700, so. And maybe some of that cold air will work its way down to the surface, so maybe we'll be in the upper 20s when that really heavy snow sets in. When you're going to have those really heavy bands, you might be in the upper 20s, because I've seen this happen many times where you're having dynamic and evaporational cooling combined to push down temperatures several degrees on what was actually forecasted. So we could end up at that peak being in the upper 20s, so you'll have some blowing snow. Because keep in mind, the snow is falling from where the temperatures are like in the teens, and being in the 20s, you're not going to have much melting. But it will start out with temperatures being in the upper 30s, low 40s, and then it's going to crash over to snow. So, hour 45, you're having rain at this time. Rain, boom. This is when you're crashing over to snow. Hour 48 is when the crash over happens. Hour 45, you're going to be having rain. So you'll be having moderate rain, snow. So you're going to be having, this looks very, very impressive. I mean, even Boston is going to be having very heavy snow from this storm. Like, let's look at 6-hour snowfall rates. 13.5 inches in 6 hours? Yeah, I don't think so. Oh my God. Woo. Yeah, I'm definitely posting this to Discord. Mom, I'm good. I'm not hungry. Oh man, this looks epic. Oh my God, if this were to happen. But here's the thing, it's not going to happen. The NAM did this before, 2015, forecasting 40 inches of snow for New York City. And we only ended up getting 10 inches? I mean, this could happen. I mean, yeah, it could. I mean, you don't want to, write it off. Plus, the director of, the weather director that I talked to said, today will be the day that's going to really determine that we need to get closer to the storm. And when you look at it, I mean, yeah, that is a little bonkers. This is, Kuchera. Let's look at Kuchera. $13.30. Oh my God. Total snowfall accumulation for Kuchera. And to think it was going to be a big snowstorm. 6-hour Kuchera. But here's the thing. 9 plus 9. See right here. 3 plus 9 plus 9 again, plus 4.7, right? $986 millibars, guys. I mean, this is bonkers. So, storm's going to start here. This is when your snow's going to start. So, 9 hours of very heavy snow. I mean, the worst of it looks like it's going to be Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning is going to be a really bad commute. I mean, if it happens like this, this could be very, very problematic. New York City to Boston could be completely just shut down. Or at least if it comes in really quickly, because you're not going to have time to clean up from the storm. I mean, look at this, hour 50. And instead of ending, it's just, you see how it's coming in, right? The operational to the high-res model looks much different, as you can see. The low-pressure system is much further to the south. Okay, let's see. But either way you look at it, the NAM 3KM, the HRRR, all the models are now forecasting a major snowstorm for New York City. I wouldn't say a blizzard. I don't think it's going to be anything like what the operational is showing. I think that's basically out to lunch. But a good, 4 to 8, 6 to 12 inches of snow is not out of the question. I mean, look at this. So yeah, that's definitely possible. Почему? Can we go?
Это неприятно, но ты должен выжить. Плато сделать, но холодное.
I like it. Put it down.
Сейчас вылезешь.
So yeah, as you can see, big storm coming. Could be north of the city, could be in the city itself. But the HRRR, the operational HRRR, look at these snow bands. Look at this right here. Look at this pivoting snow bands here. We could have some thunder snow with this. And it's going much faster than it's supposed to. If it takes its time like the NAM is showing, New York City could be buried. Let's look at 6 hour snowfall rates, right? And here you go. Boom. But the reason it's showing like this is because it's gonna the HRRR is saying it's gonna be rain changing over to snow. The GFS is about to come in the next 30 to 40 minutes. It's gonna start coming in. But all the models that I'm looking at, all of them, the RAP, the HRRR, all of the models I'm looking at right now, they're now all forecasting a major snowstorm for New York City. Look at this. Look at this. Wow. Just wow. This is hour 44. You're going to be getting a very heavy precipitation, a lot of dynamic and evaporational cooling. That's hour 44. Yeah, so that's hour 44. And we're already going to be west of the 32 degree line, the 5400 thickness lines. That's the freezing level at 5,000 feet. Talking about winter weather, whenever you're west of that, you're always going to be having snow, in the winter. Usually if you're south of it, thickness lines are based on temperature. Warm air rises, cold air sinks. Lower the thickness lines, you have cold air sinking. This is not about high-low pressure. Thickness lines is about a lift and it's about air rising and sinking. So if you're going to be on the cold side or on the left-hand side of the 5400 line, you're going to be on the cold sector. Yeah, you could be having rain, especially like if you're in March, by the spring, if you have a lot of cold air aloft, you'll have instability because warm air wants to rise because, this higher sun angle heats up the ground. But here's the thing. Let's go to hour 40, right? Here's the thing. New York City is right on the cusp. And with the storm rapidly intensifying, you'll be producing your own cold air. So this could already be snow in New York City. Hour 43, 44. So New York City could already be having snow at this time. Keep in mind, we're west of the 32 degree line. So we could already be having snow from hour 41 or 42 in the city. So, yeah, that's what I'm trying to point out, basically. Now, we now have the potential for a major snowstorm in the city. Ow. I got the flu. So yeah, big storm expected. Looking at short-range ensemble forecast, or the ensemble plumes. Let's see. See, the New York City is also in an inch plus category. Hmm. 8+ inches of snow was in the Hudson Valley, but now it's slowly shifting further south. Now it looks like New York City might actually have a chance of seeing 8 or more inches of snow. So right now, looking at the NAM, там интернет не работает. So as you can see right here, very, very heavy snow coming into New York City. And then as the low pulls away, it's going to as the storm pulls away, snow will end from northwest to southeast. That's according to the operational. Next good model is going to be the 0Z. But yeah, you'll also get the 18, but either way, that's very impressive. The operational and the 3KM is both showing very heavy snow for New York City. I mean, look at that, 17 inches of snow. So either whether it's going to be more like a trough or more like what the operational showed, New York City is going to get a lot of snow. This could be quite the storm here. Let's look at the Kuchera, which is the more accurate method of snowfall. Even then, 10 inches of snow. 17 if you're using the 10-to-1 ratio, or 10 inches of snow if you're not using the 10-to-1. You're using the Kuchera method, which is more accurate. Precipitation type. Let's see, again, we're on the cold side, left of the 5400 line. So, based on that, we could be having snow. But let's look at surface temperatures. This is most likely based on surface temps. Hour 43. You're going to be in the 30s. But see, you're having a northeast wind. Look at this. Continuing northeast wind. So this is what I don't get. You're going to be having very heavy precip, so dynamic cooling, evaporational cooling. Dynamic cooling is where as you have more warm air rising, cools and condenses. Warm air rising, cools and condenses. That's dynamic cooling. Evaporational cooling is where precipitation is precipitating out, which causes the temperature to lower as the humidity goes up. Like as it falls into a drier layer, you're going to have cooling. So evaporational cooling is where you're producing cold air because of evaporation of precipitation. So let's look at evaporational cooling. This is in weather. Yeah, Pew. Yep. Yeah, so basically, yep. I've seen it many times. Snowing outside, though, temperatures are way above freezing, 40, 41 degrees. The warmest I've ever seen snow coming down, not sleet, but snow, was around 40, 41 degrees. Twice I've seen sleet coming down with temperatures closer to 50 degrees. believe it or not. Not hail, not grapple, but sleet. Because you had light precipitation coming in. Dew points were very low. They were in the teens. So the air was very dry. And instead of rain, it was sleet. I actually made a live stream in May, believe it or not, in May, of sleet coming down in New York City, rain and sleet, with temperatures in the upper, about 50 degrees outside. Then that same low actually became an invest a few days later. And then came back and gave New York City heavy rain, a tropical air mass. But it's just a week earlier, it gave us sleet, that same low pressure system, then looped back around. It's very impressive. Yeah, I have the flu. Believe it or not, 24 hours ago, I was feeling totally fine. Went to work yesterday. While I was at work, I went from feeling fine to feeling like a truck ran me over. My temperature hit 101 last night. I'm not having a fever now, but my throat's sore, my nose is stuffy, and I could barely move. Like, I had no energy. I could not even sit up in bed. I was so fatigued and drowsy and dizzy. It's not COVID, I checked. And it's not a cold, because it doesn't really feel like a cold. All right, the GFS should just be updating, should just be coming in like next 10, 15 minutes. Wait a second. I think they did the fast forward. Mom, did they change the clocks today? Did they change the clocks today? Yep. Did they change the clocks last night? Damn it. Huh? So technically it's 9:45 right now. So it's actually 9:45, which means, yeah. At 11:45 is when the GFS will start updating itself. Great. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, see? All right. All right, thank you for watching. I'm going to make another. Anyway, I'm ending the stream. Hey, Timmy, let me see if I can make you moderator. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna end I'm ending right now, but I'll be back at around 12.